And a big welcome back to Everyman Driver. I'm Dave Erickson. Thanks so much for watching on this rainy Spokane afternoon. This week we're taking a closer look at the redesigned 2019 Mazda 3, a compact hatch, although a sedan is also available. We have the hatch, and interesting looking teardrop exterior design, don't you think? This comes in 3 trim levels. You have the Select, Preferred, and Premium. We have the Premium right here. Now, front wheel drive is standard. We have, which is big news for 2019, the all-wheel drive, which comes with a 6-speed automatic transmission. And today, we're going to take a closer, rainy look. So under the hood, you have the same engine as last year, 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, 186 horses, 186 pound-feet of torque. As I mentioned, front wheel drive is standard. 6-speed automatic transmission is also standard, but you can get a manual in the hatch only with the premium package, which we don't have. So no manual transmission. 24 city, 32 highway for fuel economy. I've done very little highway driving. I've been averaging in the low 20s in mixed driving. So I could drive more on the highway. That will bring my average up. So take that with a grain of salt. I'm gonna take you inside, get out of this rain, and show you the cabin and this new multimedia system, which I think is kind of cool how they have it set back this year. In the past, on the dash, you've seen the display more protrude up, which we don't have here. So let's go ahead and start it up and I'll show you around. So push button start naturally. And there it is, 8.8 inches. This widescreen, new position on the dash, which is controlled only by the dial down below. How's that look to you? I like the way it looks, and it's very easy to maneuver. It's got you can press it in, you can go left and right, up and down. So very simple to use. Back button there, obviously home, music. This is for navigation, so we're gonna go back to our normal stuff and show you the screen. This is not touchable because for safety reasons. Why not? Because now it's a little further back, so it's not as easy to reach, so you have to reach forward to touch it, which kind of takes your attention off the steering wheel. So smart move by Mazda to push this further back. So now it can't be touched even while stopped, where in the past, if you were stopped, you could touch it, but once you got going, then it was no longer a touchscreen. So everything's controlled by this dial down below. You've got the automatic brake hold, which is on when you start the car. We have a sport mode if we want to go a little higher in revs. Also a manual mode. You can pop it into reverse. Gives us a backup camera. Those lines do not move when I change the steering wheel. Some cars do that, where it helps you guide into a parking spot. So in this case, you see the yellow, then the red. The red lets you know you're getting a little too close for comfort there. So put it back in the drive. To control the infotainment screen, I'm using the dial right now, going left and right. So you can see all the different apps they have on here. If you want to go to Mazda, I'm going to press in. And now, navigation, settings, and so on. Information about the vehicle itself. This saves some time if you ever lose your owner's manual. I'm pressing enter in here. And now you can find what you're looking for, as well as fuel efficiency, vehicle status, and so on. Entertainment, obviously, with music. And what else I want to show you? So there's the Apple CarPlay. I'm just going to tap over to the right. It brings me back to Apple CarPlay. Something kind of nice. So you have one USB port right there. It's plugged in, obviously. Now I'm going to unplug it, so I'm going to lose the Apple CarPlay. But the reason I'm doing that is to show you that. So if I put the phone on the spot correctly, you can see that I'm charging. So a wireless charging pad. Very convenient if you don't have a USB port for phones that are compatible. There's also one more USB port right there. Here are your cup holders. A little criticism here. These cup holders are in a position where it's kind of tough if you have a large drink to place in there. I will show you. I am the model of health. I went to McDonald's recently. This is a large. You can see it's kind of, you know, not as easy to put in there versus somewhere over here, but because of how they configured it, they've made the cup holders up front. So a little tight, but now you know. So steering wheel mounted controls. This looks interesting, doesn't it? I haven't seen this before, where you have info down here in silver. There's picking up the phone, volume control, source for your radio, whatever you're listening to. Got the adaptive cruise control. By pressing this, you can change the distance between you and the car in front of you. And then this is also setting it, and I'm trying to get things going here. So set the speed and then adjust the speed. They've got paddle shifters on top. So right here and right there. Instrument panel, instrument cluster doesn't look anything special. Doesn't really stand out that much, but all the information you need is right there. 46 degrees and rainy. Here's a look at your real world backseat legroom and headroom. Good to be out of the rain from a guy who is 5'11". Now I've seen comments online from both reviewers, automotive journalists who call themselves reviewers, and also customers who say this compact hatch is a little bit on the tight side. I'm 5'11". Here's the proof in the pudding. What do you think? Can you see the fact that I have this nice indent in the back of the seat, which Mazda has been nice enough to allow? So now I'm looking at, that's good. We're talking about a compact and my knobby knees are in the way. I'm very happy with that. So there you go. Nice job, Mazda. Inside, again, with this new teardrop exterior style, you'd think maybe I'm gonna lose some headroom, but they provide an indent like most vehicles do. And so, yeah, I sit up. What I got? You know, I got a little bit of room, but I'm not gonna be sitting up like this in a car. I'm gonna sit back and chill a little bit, huh? So it's okay for me. One thing, no USB ports back here. So I do have my child's car seat right here, so I've been able to utilize that, and it doesn't get in the way of this 60/40 split, which you'll see in just a few moments when I show you the back. So been able to put Junior right here, get him in a little bit tight because the door opening is kind of short to kind of angle a baby into it. So, you know, just you have to adjust to it. We do have four grab handles inside the vehicle just in case, because we do have all-wheel drive, which is exciting for Mazda in the Mazda3 this year. Other than that, you know, they say 5 adults, so 3 in the back, but because you have this hump here in the middle, it'll be a little tighter, a little more uncomfortable for the person in the middle. But no problem with 2 full-size adults or adult and a baby. So open the trunk or tailgate of the hatch. You'd like to do it on the key fob, but there is nothing on the key fob to do so, even though this is kind of a cool looking key fob. All you have is lock, unlock, and also the alarm there. So just put your hand underneath the Mazda logo, press a soft button there, open it up, and there you go. Now we're looking at about 20 cubic feet of volume behind the back seats. So I just took my sports bag, kind of give you a frame of reference. You can put 2, maybe 3 of those side by side, any kind of configuration there to utilize that space. We have a 60/40 fold down split for the back seat. So I'm gonna push that down just on one side because of the car seat. And when they both are folded down, you're looking at about 47 cubic feet of volume. And since we had to open this manually, we have to close it manually, but they do give you a button right here, which sometimes you find the button to do it manually to close it. This is just a lock button. So I can press it, lock it, close it, walk away, and you are good to go. Obviously we have the sunroof with ours, which I can close here to make it a little quieter inside. Speaking of quiet, let's take it for a spin. I'll talk about the ride and handling and how quiet it is. Now first off, the hatchback weighs around 3,200 pounds, which allows it to be nimble and quick on its feet. It's also pretty quiet. They've made about 4 dozen changes to minimize the road noise, harshness, and vibration. And I wish I can give you a very easy comparison on why or how it's any different than last year's, but I'd have to drive the 2018 back to back with the 2019. But if they've made 4 dozen changes, I think it's 48 changes, you know that it's gonna be quieter this year than last year because that's been a big focus for them. I got a heads-up display, by the way. it hugs the road really well. Ground clearance is like 5.5 inches, so somewhat low to the ground. Even though it's all-wheel drive, I don't think Mazda says we want you to take it off-road. Otherwise, they give you, that's why you have the option of the CX-5, the CX-9, which I've done off-road. We'll keep this one here on pavement to utilize the all-wheel drive here. It's also got some a display here that shows cylinder deactivation, or at least the cylinders that are active, which I find interesting. So under my settings, under the energy flow monitor, it shows cylinder deactivation status. It's going between 2 and 4 while I'm driving. So I'm gonna hit the accelerator. All 4 are lit up like Christmas trees. Now I take my foot off the gas completely. Now nothing's lit up. I'll put a little bit of pressure on it. It shows me 2. So if you want to play that game and watch the infotainment screen this is under fuel efficiency monitor, under information, you can check it out. So the car is really, giving you a lot of details about what it's doing and when it's doing it and how well it's doing it. Makes sense? The seat comfort in this compact, they've made these seats very comfortable. Got some good support around my ribs. I'm sunk into the seat like a race car driver. I'm going around and I feel very secure and planted to the road, and I'm feeling everything. So as I'm swerving here, no slippage, confident. Yeehaw, jester's dead. Bam! Let's do a stop and go acceleration. I'll put it in sport mode. 3, 2, 1, just to listen, ready, go. 20, 30, 40, 45, 50. How's that? Didn't take but a few seconds. So get up and go. That works. So the MSRP on this 4th generation redesigned 2019 Mazda 3 in the hatchback, right around 30 grand. What do you think? Do you like the design of it? I do. Do you like the new multimedia technology element of it? I do. Maybe it could use some more engine options. It's nice to have that all-wheel drive. Love to hear your thoughts on this vehicle. Leave in the comment section below. And if you haven't had a chance yet, please click subscribe. It takes 2 seconds and it helps support this channel. Until next time, I'm Dave Erickson. Thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you next time. Adios. One more thing before you go, I've added links to some of the best-selling automotive accessories on Amazon right now, along with links to some of my product reviews. You'll find it in the description below this video. And a big welcome back to Everyman Driver. I'm Dave Erickson. Thanks so much for watching. This week, I have the all-new 2019 Honda Passport, a 5-passenger midsize SUV made for adventure seekers. This comes in Fortune levels, Sport, EXL, Touring, and Elite. We have the EXL today. We're going to take a closer look.